100 monuments lit up as India takes over the G20 Presidency with a clear message. It intends to be the voice of the global South, countries from Latin America and Africa to smaller nations in Asia, those who are not part of the G20.
And it is also a time when we must become the voice of the global South that is otherwise underrepresented in such forums. Countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America trust India to speak up for them. We have of late been in the forefront of expressing their concerns on fuel, on food, on fertilizers.
The challenges are many. The most immediate is the food and fuel crisis after the Ukraine war. Dealing with Russia, which has been sanctioned mainly by the rich G7 countries. And perhaps the most important, climate change, whether rich nations are pushing back on finances to help developing and poor countries against the ravages of climate change. The developed nations, who historically are most responsible for the devastating crisis, are only offering a few billions, whereas trillions are needed. A tough winter in Europe could further aggravate the situation, with India having to do a tightrope walk.
I think dealing with Russia will be one of the most difficult issues in this presidency. And I think the Indonesians, with the help of many other countries, including India, managed well. I'm confident that the Indians will also manage well, but you have to see that this conflict will remain with the G20 in the years and the months to come.
India also took over the presidency for the month of December at the United Nations Security Council. India's two-year tenure as a non-permanent member ends this year, but India will continue to rally support for pressing reforms at the global platform.
As far as a new orientation for reformed multilateralism is concerned, I think it is very clear to everyone that the UN of today is far from reflective of the true diversity of the UN's wider membership. 22 years after the world leaders had called for a comprehensive UN Security Council reform, we have not moved even an inch.
From the presidency of G20 to the chair of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, 2023 will be a year of big responsibilities for India. As it showcases itself as a global player, it will also need to do a careful balance under the current complex geopolitical situation. In New Delhi, Maha Siddiqui for NDTV.